Welcome to my channel. My name's Henry. I'm a full-time content creator, filmmaker, photographer, specializing in fast action sports and tourism, hotels, and all that kind of stuff. Basically, whatever pays the bills, I'll point my camera at it. In the last couple of years, I've been through a lot of different gear. I have extreme gear acquisition syndrome, as many creatives do, because we're always looking for stuff that's going to speed up our work and make our lives easier, and also an excuse to buy new toys. So I'm going to go through a bunch of cameras I've had in the past, overlay some footage and some photos that I took with those cameras, the reasons why I didn't keep them, and what I'm going to be using going forward into 2026 to streamline my work. Okay, so starting off with action cameras. I had the GoPro Hero 11 Black. I bought it because of Gimbal God, you know, with the goat of ski filming. So I got the medium mod, and then I got the Sennheiser MK200, and like it was a cool little sick setup. I had the Polar Pro ND filters as well, and it was sweet. It was really cool, except it has the GoPro issue of just never wanting to work when you want it to work. So follow cams in the trees was cool. I had 4K 120. Didn't really shoot any photo. I think maybe I tried one or two shots. So I sold the GoPro because I wanted to do more like POV style videos of behind the scenes, because everybody always asks, oh, what cameras do you use? How do you shoot? Like, so the GoPro is too big, and then I moved on to the Insta360 Go 3S, which was super fun to play around with. It definitely suited the behind the scenes shooting. I actually preferred using it in the pod quite a lot, more than just in this little tiny thing. I found that I lost the necklace pretty quickly, and that it kind of works for some stuff, but it's quite low. The point of view is quite low, and also when you've got a t-shirt on and you bend over, it just falls apart until you stand up again and it gets a good angle. It actually inspired me to do some vlogs, which I did, and it was good, but it was pretty low quality in anything but daylight. So yeah, that was a bit of a deal breaker for me. So I actually bought NDs for it as well, which just felt completely pointless, because even in broad daylight, it was still on the fence of being crispy quality. After that then, I sold the Insta360 Go 3S. I decided to go for this. This is the DJI Action 5. I know I bought it just before the 6 was released, which is perfect timing. So far this has been a dream. I don't have any issues like the GoPro did with it not turning on and having issues with the batteries and memory cards. I just push a button once, it comes straight on. The D-Log is kind of fun to work with. Got some pretty cool cinematic style shots so far out of it, but yeah, I mean, I'm still learning it. I bought the 2 to 5 stop Varial ND, so this is like already way more convenient than the GoPro clip-on ones. The POV boost lens was good until recently. I wore it on my helmet skiing, and I noticed that there is a really weird like a wobbling effect, which I'm a bit concerned about. So I have to play around with that a bit more before I can have good feedback on it. But so far, yeah, this has been a bit of a lifesaver. I love the magnetic clips, so you can do it quick vertical, quick horizontal. The POV wide angle lens is pretty good for just cropping in as well, vertical, even into a horizontal video. Okay, so moving on to drones. I started off 2025 with the DJI Mini Pro 4. That was really cool, really good for content creation. Nice and small, relatively quiet, and I had the the screen controller, so I could just whack it in the bag. I had the rotating camera as well, so shooting vertical, which is really handy. I found the tracking for what I do wasn't that great. Like, it didn't really pick up on skiers very well. If I wanted to track something, I would just fly it. Like, or I would have to frame up a scene and then record it, and then do like a mini zoom in, like 120%, and then reframe it in post and make it look like it was moving. So, I mean, overall it was a good camera, a good drone. But I really wanted the 3x zoom. So then I moved from the DJI Mini Pro 4 to this one, which I have now, which is the Air 3. Air 3 so far has been amazing. It's definitely bigger. One other issue, actually, going back to the Mini Pro 4, was that for what I do, I'm filming backcountry skiers, and the Mini Pro 4 couldn't descend fast enough, couldn't drop altitude. So I needed a more powerful drone as well as the 3X camera. So the 3X camera on this has just been amazing. Like, you get some awesome compression, especially in the mountains. You can make stuff look really, really big and majestic, but being quite far away, which is nice. It's a powerful drone, the video's good. One issue I've had on this though is that the photos, JPEG and RAW, I just cannot get them to look really crisp and nice. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but you know, I don't really play around with the settings too much, but everyone that comes out of the drone looks like it's missed focus on infinity by just a tiny bit, which I know is common with like professional lenses and cameras. Sometimes the infinity will be a tiny bit off, but who knows? Maybe I've got this set up wrong, but apart from that, videos crispy, photos are mixed bag at the moment. And then the newest addition to my camera fleet is actually this one, which arrived about a week ago. This is the DJI Neo 2, which was a last minute impulse buy. And just going back before I got this one, I had the DJI Avata. So up until recently, I had the Avata 1, and that was great. Camera quality wasn't amazing on the built-in camera, but I had the GoPro attachment on top, and I was pretty good at flying it. I never shot in manual mode because I didn't trust myself, but there was a lot of gear and the video quality wasn't great. And as soon as I put the GoPro on top, the whole thing was just like, you know, wobbling all over the place, and it was noisy as hell, so it used to scare the crap out of anyone nearby. So I saw this online, self-tracking, don't need a controller. It has FPV mode as well with the new goggles. So in fact, I just bought the whole kit. I bought this with the extra batteries, with the goggles. So I've tried it with the goggles already and the motion controller. Motion controller is a little bit pants, but so that's going to be my experimental toy for the season. But so far it's really cool. Okay, so this is me from the future. There's a quick update on the Neo 2. Took it out on a first ski touring mission, so I got some pretty cool shots up high. I didn't use it for any riding, I just did it for some behind the scenes stuff, just to see how it would handle being in the mountains and tracking. At the bottom of the run there is a river crossing, so I wanted to get a wide shot of us crossing the water as just a test to see how it would look and how it would follow a group of people. Turns out that the Neo 2 isn't very good over water, so on the snow it was totally fine. It was like alongside us, just, you know, doing its thing. As soon as we got to the water crossing, then there's a tree that comes into frame, so it didn't actually hit the tree just blocked the view from us, between us and the drone, so it lost tracking. And I assumed it would just stay still like it has done in the past. It would just stay still, and then you'd have to get back into frame and wave your hand so it could get it onto you again and start tracking. This time it didn't. It just initiated landing, and it just landed itself all the way off the edge of the waterfall, straight into the water. It was about almost like thigh level deep of just fast rushing water. It took about 4 or 5 minutes to get down through the snow to the bottom of the waterfall. Then my mate jumped in to retrieve it. It was completely soaked through. It was still on, but nothing was working. So I thought, oh no, my brand new drone, it's only 7 days old. I've only just registered it to use it. It's gone. So yeah, I was pretty gutted. So anyway, I thought I'll just reach out to DJI and see what they can do. I started a online service repair. I had to do it all in Japanese, which was quite hard, but they gave me a prepaid slip to send it off to them for assessment. I was expecting at best like a discount code to buy a new one, or, you know, not too expensive repair fee. In the end, they actually repaired it for free. It said there was about 15,000 yen's worth of repairs inside the drone. So they did that, sent me back the drone within 3 days. So in 3 days time, I already had it back. I've got it now. It works like a brand new drone. They also offered me DJI Care, which I believe you can only buy when you purchased the drone originally. But I got mine off Amazon brand new. So, you know, I didn't know I could buy the DJI Care package. And usually I don't really go for those things. But in this case, seeing how easy it is to lose and break and, you know, crash into stuff, I thought, oh, well, it was 4,000 yen for 2 years cover. 2 years is a long time. I mean, I didn't last 7 days before I broke it. So yeah, so big shout out to DJI. Really appreciate their customer service. It's probably the best customer service I've ever had. But yeah, really surprised. Back to the video. Use case for this for me is, you know, on a mountain ridge, we're hiking with the skis and the poles, and then I can just whip it out, boom, get it out for like 10 or 20 seconds, get that shot of us hiking across. Okay, bring it back, boom. That's the shot. That's really cool. So excited to use this one. Okay, next category for me, which has been actually probably one of the most costly ones, is little compacts, little kind of hipster film style compacts to itch that sort of street photography vibe that is being constantly pushed on YouTube. So this one, I probably have got more cameras than I should have, really. I bought the RX100 Mark VI, which was super cool. Tiny little thing, fast, and really good image quality, but wasn't much depth of field, which is understandable for a 1-inch sensor. I don't know, I think it was too fragile. That was the biggest thing. The extending lens was a bit of a weak point, because I imagined myself jamming it into a coat pocket, and I just felt like I might have broken that if I had it too long. And it was expensive. It was very expensive. I decided to sell that, and then actually went for the Ricoh GR2 because I watched a few YouTube videos of street people doing like breakdancing, and it was super cool. And I got the GR2 because I had a built-in flash, and I bought all the accessories like I always do. I bought the wide angle attachment, so it was like a slightly wider field of view. And that was actually really cool. It was another fragile camera, but I got some shots. I took it everywhere with me, and got some cool shots of the kind of snowy town at night. Got some shots in the backcountry of just my setup, and so I was really happy with it. But again, there was certain times when I was like, can I do these effects on my phone with a third-party app? If I can take a picture on my phone, then I don't need that camera, even though it's, you know, the feeling of using it and stuff, the tactile use, whatever. But for me, the results are worth more. I need the money in my bank to put towards something else, not having a toy that I don't really use much. So the Ricoh went. After the Ricoh, I decided to have a break on street cameras. So I got heavily into my phone, which was at the time the iPhone 14 Pro, which is a really good camera still. And I used the Daz app. That was super cool for photos and videos. Loads of like little kind of film sims, but just stuff straight out of camera. Again, no editing, just quick, cool photos behind the scenes. Yeah, it was cool until I started getting the itch again just to get a little camera, another little one I can take everywhere. And that's when I bought this. So this is my Olympus EP Pen EP5. A long time ago, I had an EP2 or 1. So it had the metal body and felt really, really good. And so I knew the EP line of Olympus cameras is the kind of premium ones. The EPLs are the kind of smaller pocketable ones, but they don't have the rotating dials and they just feel a bit cheaper. So for me, I thought, you know what, like the RX100 felt too weak. The Ricoh felt too weak, so I'll get a metal body camera. Feels a bit vintage, kind of film-like. Bought this with the 20mm Lumix 1.7 lens, and this has been amazing because it was super cheap. I feel like this is a slept-on camera, definitely, because yeah, there's a few issues with it, like sometimes the dials don't work properly, but every time I take pictures with it, I'm completely amazed. I never shoot in manual, I only ever shoot in aperture priority because the Micro Four Thirds sensors can be quite dark, so I set the aperture to what I want and then just leave the rest to do what it needs to do. This has been amazing, and it's only for photos because video is terrible out of it. But so far, this was about £150 or 30,000 yen in Japan here. This has been my favourite camera of the year, probably more of my favourite camera or my favourite purchase so far, because just every time I take pictures on it, it's low expectations, always having fun. I always get more creative with this than I do with my professional rigs. So I've taken this to events where I've been hired, and I'll just take it because I'll use it in a different way to my main camera. I'll find angles and find shots and little frames that I just wouldn't find with my big camera, because people don't feel intimidated by this, that I can just, you know, grab a picture, everybody's happy. Yeah, this has been a bit of a lifesaver, really. And these lenses are so cheap. I actually bought like 3 of them. I got the 14mm Pancake as well. It's like crazy small. So yeah, this has been my favorite camera. And then one big mistake after this, well actually 2 big mistakes after this. So I got carried away. I bought this, I got super happy with it, and I was honed in on Micro Four Thirds. I was like, damn you Olympus, like you've got me fucking hooked on Micro Four Thirds now. Even contemplating selling my main camera just to go back to some small gear, because I'd already bought the 45mm 1.8 lens, which is on here. Super good lens, you know, it's old and slow, but amazing what it can do. Same as this 20mm lens, old and slow, but makes such nice pictures when it's in focus. So I had the lenses. I decided to buy the GX9, which in Japan is called the GX7 Mark III. So I had like really good reviews. I watched a load of videos again of people using it. Super cool camera, pretty expensive. I actually bought a Leica lens as well for it. I can't remember which one, but it was a Leica f1.4 kind of Pancake style. but the whole setup was like over $1,000, like 120,000 yen maybe. The results were pretty good. And when I did some side-by-side with this, there wasn't that big a difference between them, but this was like a quarter of the price. You know, the autofocus just wasn't there, even with the Leica lens. I tried all my lenses, they were slow, because it was small, but it wasn't as small as this. It didn't feel as well made as this. I mean, it was better camera than this, but 4 times the price better, I don't know. This does pretty much everything the same as the GX9 does, so there's no point having both. So I sold the GX9 and the Leica lens, and then I did another silly mistake. I bought the Sony a6400, which again, I know it's a good camera. I know loads of people still use it for their professional work. I was hooked on primes after buying this, so then I bought the Fisheye by TT Artisan 7.5mm fisheye, which was really cool. Took some pictures of that. I also bought a Sigma 56mm 1.4, which is like the goat of the APS-C for Sony's. You know, everybody loves that lens. It felt a bit slow. Maybe I just bought it a bit too late. I should have bought it when it came out, and then I probably would have loved it till now, because there is a cult following around that lens. I bought it and it's a few years old now, and there's faster lenses about, and now it's like, it shouldn't really be that expensive. So sorry to people who love that lens. Then I bought the TT Artisan 27mm Pancake, and then I also bought a 15mm Viltrox as well. So I had like a full range of small compact primes. It was okay. It was okay. I tried video on it. I think like I'd still recommend it to new people if they want to get into like content creation, but prepared that you're going to have to film on a tripod. Like you can't walk around with that or shoot, like even handheld it. Unless you got a stabilized lens, like I wasn't having very good success with it. Then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm done. No more side cameras, which leads me to professional cameras, which is what I have to shoot all my professional work on and also look professional when I'm shooting on it. So starting off 2025, I was shooting on the Sony a7S III. Amazing camera, really, really good. Part of me regretted selling it for a long time. It still performs well in this day and age, and a lot of filmmakers still use it. Got a viewfinder so you can still take really nice pictures. Had amazing low light, amazing crispy 4K, and I used that for up until April 2025, and yeah, I'd still recommend it now because its price has dropped, but you get in that professional level video. But the biggest thing for me was as a hybrid shooter and having to do some high-end photography here and there, it just wasn't the easiest to use. But saying that, you know, I still took some ski shots with it. I still took some high-end sort of champagne bar work photos with it, and it still worked enough. One of the photos I got skiing actually got printed on the side of a shop. So that's mainly down to the printing method rather than the megapixel count. So in spring of this year, after ski season, feeling a bit dissatisfied with the photo quality and the photo experience with the Sony a7S III, I decided to move to a high resolution camera. I chose Nikon Z8 because it offered the best video recordings, and it also let you use your Sony lenses on Nikon. So I sold all the Sony stuff, and then I got this Nikon Z8 with the E to Z adapter. It meant that I didn't have to have a big gap in my sort of transition from Sony to Nikon. There was actually another camera I bought in between, just realizing now, which was the Nikon ZFC. Yeah, the compact one, yeah. It was basically the a6400 in a retro Nikon body, but it got me by to get to the Z8. So anyway, finally got to the Z8. I used the ETZ adapter. It worked flawlessly, it was fine, but it didn't have weather sealing, and in what I do, like weather sealing is necessary. So I eventually resold all my Sony glass, and then I fully switched to Nikon, which is where I'm at now. So yeah, I've been using the Z8 for about 8 months now, and it's been amazing. It was a bit of a learning curve, getting used to the style of the sensor. Like, it was quite noisy at first, but now I've honed it in, I've got it done well. I found I can work with N-Log pretty well and get good results. This winter will be a bit of a challenge, seeing how the autofocus holds up. It's been pretty good so far, definitely slower than Sony autofocus. Overall, it's pretty good. Because low light's not as good as Sony. And Nikon, it pushes the ISOs high when you leave it in auto ISO. So anyway, going to lenses then for the Nikon, then I've got this is the main workhorse. This is the Tamron 50-400. So that is my everyday ski, snowboard lens, like any sports events, like any bike events are pretty good. Does everything. Pretty cheap as well compared to the Nikon 400mm. And also with the Nikon Z8, the 4K 120, you can punch into a sort of APS-C mode when it'll normally do 1.5 times crop on Sony's. But the Nikon zooms into 2.3x, so it turns from a 400mm to roughly 1000mm, or like 960. So that is very, very handy. The lens is definitely not as sharp as native Nikon lenses, but overall really happy with it. Then I have the 14 to 30 f4 lens, which is what I'm shooting on now on the Nikon now. And I've got the 28-75 by Tamron, which again is an amazing lens, just for the bokeh. And then I've got a 50mm 1.4, which again is like another really good lens. I just try and leave that on for events really, because it just makes everything look so nice. And then my final camera I got is actually the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And I've been testing this out. Yeah, it's been amazing. Really wanted to try out the log recording because the iPhone 14 Pro was really good, but you know, you can still tell it was a phone. But so far this is a challenger for my main camera at this point. The log recording out of this is amazing. I've got the Transcend 2TB hard drive that just MagSafes onto the back, cable in, and I can do ProRes 120 frames a second. But the best thing about it, which is actually not a good thing, but for me it's the best thing, is that the photo quality still feels like a smartphone, which I love because it means that I still have a use case for my Olympus. So riding and shooting with the phone, I can just follow someone holding it in my hand and it'll just look amazing. And it's stable, I don't need a gimbal. That's why now my dilemma going forward is that do I keep the DJI as a follow camera or do I keep the iPhone? So they're both stable as. This has got a wider field of view. This has got more professional looking videos. This has got sharpening across the image. This has got AI bokeh and generally more cinema looking content videos. That's all the gear I've used in the last year or two. And going forward, I mean, my main list going forward is Nikon Z8, iPhone 17 Pro, fun camera, not professional, but fun camera on the side. This could be anything. DJI Neo 2 probably more than the DJI Air 3S. Oh, Air 3, sorry. But we'll see. We'll see what prevails. This may get replaced, so let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. I'm a boring bastard. Hope you haven't been too bored by this video. And if you have any questions or you want to see more of my work or my gear, my workflows, then let me know. Keep on supporting me, please. Then I'll make more videos. Okay, cheers.